Morning, folks. Watching Pestely's patch 12.12. When is it and what's in it? Clickbait video while drinking my morning coffee. And it gets to this malfunctions part. And if I'm listening to what they want to add, overheating, etc., it's pretty much bullshit. And I'm going to show you examples and substantiate why I think it's utter bullshit. Now, this is my personal opinion. And this is me. I'm a firearms enthusiast and I live in South Africa. Now, our government has strong socialist/communist tendencies, but we have a fairly strong firearms culture built into our history. This AR-15, for example, the license took me 5 months to get. Most of my American friends can't believe how long it takes and the process we have to go through, but it is what it is. Luckily, we don't have any limitations on magazine sizes or anything of that sort. So, yeah, weigh up the pros and cons. You know, you can buy an AR-15 but only have 5-round magazines. I think, what's that, Canada? Or you can be in California and have a pistol with only 10-round magazine limits. We don't. I mean, I personally carry a CZ PO7, this one, as my daily carry. And it's got a +2 extension. That gives me 15 + 2, so 17 + 1. I shot this rifle in a couple of 3-gun matches, probably 6 matches before actually cleaning it, because I bought it and I didn't have the correct cleaning kit. And then eventually I took it to a friend of mine, John, and he helped me clean it and showed me how to clean an AR. Never had a problem. Literally never had a jam or a problem. And we're talking 50 to 100 rounds through this rifle per match. Secondly, this is my comp pistol. This is a CZ PO9 with a whole bunch of goodies onto it. At the stage when I bought this, I couldn't afford one of the fancy CZ Shadows, etc. And I like the fact that this was one of the largest capacity handguns available at the time. I've since added a whole bunch of internals, flat trigger, obviously the flared mag wall, the extended bases, etc. So that base I use for 3-gun, these two are for IPSC shoots. This gun has been, or this pistol has been, incredibly reliable. There was a period, I think it was 2019, towards the end of 2019, I was shooting a match almost every weekend with it. And after 5 months I realized maybe I should clean it. And I probably ran nearly 5,000 rounds through it without actually cleaning it. And it never jammed on me once. That was a dirty, dirty pistol and never jammed. And when I looked around on the internet, I found this video. So these guys, he does I don't understand the language, but he basically does a dirt test on a CZ PO9, exactly the one that I've got. And this one was fantastic.
Idemo pesak, malo pokrivamo peskom. Takođe i
puts
sa
it in
druge
dirt and he like covers the thing in dirt.
za oružje.
I mean, this thing is covered in dirt. So it's super interesting, just the amount of dirt that firearm could actually tolerate and still function. Now, one of the other things that they're going to do is overheating. I don't know when last I actually shot. It was a weekend. I shot an entire mag out on a PMC, and that was it. I never shoot more than 2 mags out or 3 mags out consecutively in Escape From Tarkov. And even if it is one of the 60-round PMags, that's not going to cause the thing to overheat. And to prove that, I'm going to introduce you guys, if you don't know the channel, Iraq Veteran 8888. Here he does a meltdown video on a CMMG Mark 47. The CMMG Mark 47 is obviously one of the meta weapons at the moment. And Iraq Veteran 8888 did this video in April 2018. And let's get to the funky parts of it. It got to about 2,500 rounds consecutively. Steel coast ammo, as you can see. I think he shot 2,500 rounds through this CMMG Mutant before it actually would start jamming. A fucking magazine box within Tarkov, I think, can't take 2,500 rounds or something like that. So, yeah, completely unrealistic. If he fires, and I mean, let's go a little bit back earlier in the video. Runs flawlessly.
All right. All right, let's try again, see if those mags give us a problem.
That's those long banana mags. I think he ran 2,500 rounds consecutively through this rifle through this firearm before it actually started really malfunctioning. There is not a fight in Tarkov that lasts that long consecutively. They also did a Meltdown on a POF P416, and the 416 might actually ring a bell for you. That is a licensed copy, or if I understand it correctly, of the H&K 416, and it uses the short stroke piston gas system. So for those that want to know the difference between an AR and a H&K, AR uses direct impingement, and the H&K and some other brands use a short stroke piston, very similar to, for example, an AK-47. And again, they literally run thousands of rounds. They run, I think, 2,000 rounds through this thing before it starts cooking. So what about the M4? Well, they did a Meltdown on an M&P 15 Sport. M&P, that is Smith & Wesson. That's their version. In the game we have the Colt and the normal M4, so this is just the M&P. Exactly the same operating mechanism. How you can see the handguard and front sight / gas block looks exactly the same as the standard one that you usually pick up next to the armored vehicles in woods. At 12 minutes 22 into this video, the handguard has started melting. That is how hot the barrel is. The handguard has started melting.
Fail. I could have sat there and let...
And this thing's still firing. Barrel is fucked, but it's still firing. So one of the arguments that people are going to have is, okay, but what about steel-cased ammo? Sometimes that can cause jams, etc. If you look at this CMMG Meltdown video, you'll notice all the 7.62 by 39 that they're shooting is steel-cased ammo. There's also a super interesting video that I do recommend you watch from Larry Vickers, where he discusses brass versus steel case in the S&B, well, Cellular and Barrett 760 by 39 brass versus steel case. And if the chambers, etc., are cut 2 dimensions and the brass is actually formed properly, it shouldn't cause any sort of issue. The only malfunctions I've ever had in a pistol has been crimping, the little 9mm. Let's just do this. I don't know. The crimping right at the head hasn't been done right when somebody reloaded the ammo, and it actually came loose before firing, and then that just spills powder and stuff all through the firearm, and obviously you can't fire that cartridge. And then on a bolt gun where the primers were contaminated, and that gave you that click. Otherwise, a clean, or not even very clean, relatively well-maintained firearm today is so reliable it shouldn't give you any of the fucking conditions that they want to introduce within Escape from Tarkov. So, yeah. Have a look at these videos, people. Go and support the channels. Larry Vickers from Vickers Tactical, and obviously the guys from Iraq Veteran 8888. Go and look for yourselves. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Is weapon jams and especially weapon overheating something we want to see in Escape from Tarkov? Personally, it's not something I want to see, and I think it's super unrealistic. I'm going to leave you on that note. Have a fantastic week further, and take care. Cheers.